What is up, guys? I am They Coming, and welcome to today's live video on YouTube. Guys, today we have a recap with the Boston Tea Party in the Champions War League Rising. This weekend, Boston Tea Party defeated Gujarat 73-67 with about a 2% margin of victory there as well. So very nice stuff to the guys from Boston Tea Party. The score margin was, a little bit bigger than what is typically considered to be competitive inside of league play. Usually a 1, 2, possibly 3-star margin is considered to be a close war. That being said, this was a 25v25, so the cap for each side was 75 stars. We got to 73, only 2 stars off, and those were the two TH12s at the top of the map. So, first and foremost, the stats are above my head if you're interested in reading those. And yeah, basically, we did pretty well this war. 9 for 25 10v10 to their 7 to 222 10v10. And you might be wondering where the extra TH10 hits went for them. A lot of hits were actually spent trying to double our 12s at the top. My base actually stood for a 1-star because they dumped 3 attacks on me 10v12, did not actually lock down the 2-star. The same was for Reaper. I believe 3 hits were used for Reaper there. And then next up, if we look across the map, each of their top 2 bases were doubled on the first shot. Bucket's got a 54% on this base, and immediately after that, he went for 65% on the number 2. It's a pretty monster percentage for a 10v12. All right, so that being said, I have a couple more things that I do want to mention. Secondly, the leadership from Gujarat was very, very easy to work with. The leaders of Boston wanted me to make sure to say that during this video because they were very, very flexible, very cool, in terms of negotiating the rosters and getting the war set up. They're very cool guys. It's a very important quality to have as a clan in league play. If you're constantly difficult to work with, if you're, trying to constantly sort of, quietly gain some advantage in terms of roster negotiations, clans don't really like that, and it can, potentially jeopardize your future in a league. So being flexible, being cool is super, super important for league play. And, the leaders of Boston Tea Party, they had nothing but positive things to say. So hats off to them on that. Also, third, and this is the last thing that I'll say before we start showing these attacks here, on my Twitch live stream, if any of the members of Gujarat or the leadership of Gujarat cared to go look at that live stream, the replay is up on Twitch right now. I'll give you the timestamp: 1 hour, 49 minutes, and 45 seconds. I do start to talk about some things that I think might help Gujarat find their first victory this season. While the standing right now for both clans, BTP at 3-2 after this war, 3-2, and then Gujarat at 1-4, their only victory is technically a default victory because their opponent dropped out of the league. So in terms of trying to get Gujarat to find their first victory this season, I'd like to help them out. And so I do make some comments, trying to be as positive as possible towards the end of that live stream. If you're interested in what I have to say, at 1 hour, 49 minutes, and 45 seconds, I do kind of clue you in on a couple things that we were aware of prior to the war and how we use that to our advantage. All right, so now that we've got all that talking out of the way, let's go ahead and watch some of these attacks. Now, I do want to go ahead and give the nod to some of the opponent's attacks, as I typically like to do in these war recaps. And we'll start down here on our side at number 20, Dipnath hitting Bobby Boucher. So we do have some nice variety to show. We're actually going to show 6 attacks. This will be a nice long recap today. But Dipnath decides to go with a cold-blooded Goho here. So at the very beginning, he drops a golem, do some tanking, going to be dropping some wizards to set this funnel. I think he might have overcommitted a few wizards if I were to be, nitpicking on this, but he triples it nonetheless. We wouldn't be showing the attack if he didn't. And the wizard is going to finish the mortar down there. Now, he does have multis here. So you might be asking yourself, why does Bobby have multis on this base and not singles? Well, multis these days are largely being used to stop Bow Witch. Realistically, versus most other things, multis just aren't as effective. Probably secondly to this, what would be, secondly, would probably end up being Laloon. Multis can, damage Laloon a little bit more so than damaging Hog Riders because they move slower. Hog Riders are able to get to that point defense quicker, and the number of spells, the type of spells that you're able to use are actually fewer. So as soon as he gets that CC taken care of, gets that Queen taken care of, he sends in the Hog Riders, from 6 o'clock. Going to get on top of this Inferno Tower and proceed into 3. And you can see he's got a ton of hogs up. He's got his queen still up doing some damage inside the base. He's going to poison up on that skeleton spell, and he's just got a ton of pigs, guys. Now, he does get a bit of a fortunate split at this top side because on the outside of the base, he is going to encounter some giant bombs that are sort of, you know, spread in between some of these Teslas here. But because he does get some fortunate splits, one little hog triggers that ahead of time, he does end up 3-starring this relatively handily, regardless of the troll bomb in Tesla at 12 o'clock. So Dipnath, very, very nice hit there, buddy. You know, good stuff. You know, when I have good clash to show, I always show it, regardless if it's our bases or the opponents. And this was certainly one that made me happy to watch. So good job, buddy. Next up, we're going to be crossing the map, going to the Boston Tea Party's attacks over here. We're going to start with number 15 I have on the list. And this is going to be Hisham. Now, Hisham is bringing a CB Goho as well. So in this attack, the comp looks very, very similar. He is going to be committing 3 loons to catch known troll Teslas that the defender has up at 12 o'clock towards the very end of this attack. But he's going to be dropping that 1 golem plus some hog riders. Ideally, those hogs would be taking out that wizard tower on the corner, and he gets kind of close with this. I think the wizard tower is like 1 hit. Yeah, just 1 more hog swing would have taken that out. But as you can see, the single target Inferno locks onto the wrecker, and knowing this, he sort of has a decision to make, like during the planning process. Does he freeze this Inferno to try to get through to this Inferno tower and then push through with a rage spell? Or does he have to poison and just let the wrecker die and then jump? And definitely the logical call here is to do exactly what he does, and that is to let the wrecker die and then just jump over the wall to get to the queen, because he's going to have 2 poisons for this hit. He has to have a poison to handle the CC. He has to have a poison to handle ground skeletons since he's going to be hogging. So anyways, here we go. The poison is down. The jump is down. The baby dragon's sitting in the poison. The big dragon is sitting in that poison. The loon is sitting in the poison. And the king with the Valkyries is going to be able to pop ability, rush back, take out the defending queen, and then our queen is going to get even more value onto the bomb tower and the archer tower as well. So, now that that's all happened, he's just waiting patiently to pop the queen ability. Now that that's happened, he's free to send in his hog riders. He's going to start at 6 o'clock here, and the pathing for the hogs is just beautiful. He knows, because this is the second hit on this base, where the hidden Teslas are, and that's what the loons are for, as I stated at the beginning of this replay here. He's holding that first heal until he hits this Inferno Tower compartment. Going to put that one down, going to encompass lots of hogs, support with more hog riders to that outside mortar, and he's just doing a very, very good job of this. Does pop sort of what I might consider to be an early heal on that outside bomb right there. I think he might have been, you know, okay to hold that until he hit this compartment up here. But he ends up tripling this. As you can see, he's catching Teslas with those pocket loons to the outside, and he's going to have 1 more heal spell to encompass the last major damaging section of this base. And check it out, wait for it, he's got 2 more loons for these Teslas, very nicely placed. 1 shot plus death is going to be enough to take those bad boys out, but the death damage doesn't even happen. He's going to be able to use those loons for the cleanup. So very nice to Hisham. I love the hit, buddy. Let's see, we do have some live comments, and I do want to sort of stay on top of these right here. We have Ahmed, what's up, dude? Ross, how you doing, buddy? What's up? I'm in you up to. Have not seen his base in CWL Wars lately. He's been taking a bit of a break. Loons OP, they need a balance. No, they're not. They are a surgical troop that requires piloting and spells to make them effective. They do not need a nerf. Spam needs a nerf. Benjamin, how are you? Doing good. Can you visit my base? No, this is a war recap. Gothy Technical, do you know me? I recognize the name. Where you been, bruh? We're on Twitch. Chad Carlton, what up, dude? Okay, so nothing really important to answer other than, hey, what up, dog? But anyways, yeah, guys, how's your day, my guy? Love the vids. You remember? Yes, you need to show up on Twitch, buddy. Yeah, guys, we stream on Twitch every single day, so if you're wanting to catch a more casual live stream of that nature, definitely make sure to log in on Twitch and follow me over there. It's just twitch.tv/theycoming. Next up, we're moving up the map. I need to keep this one moving. It's going to be number 13. Lots of attacks to show today, guys. All right, so Guppy is going to be taking on number 13 with a Blimp and a Lalo here. So he's going to be trading his heroes over here at 3 o'clock to get an air defense down, plus some more air targeting point defense. Basically shave some of the loon pathing, you know, create the loon pathing from the outside of the base. Does a really good job with this, dropping a king, and it looks like 2 wizards to sort of clip this corner, allow the queen to take Tesla, Archer Tower, air defense, wizard tower, and also get the king out. The king at the end of Laloons can actually be surprisingly annoying to deal with. And also, since he does want to skelly spell this queen, making sure that the king is not going to assist in the murdering of the skeletons at the end of this attack is actually really, really important. So we're going to have the queen onto that wizard tower. That goes down. He's waiting for the opportune moment to pop this ability, and as soon as he does that, he knows that it's now time to go in. Notice he hasn't tripped the CC at all. The queen is going to go down. No troops are going to come in range of that to pull that out. So hasting there, 2 hounds in to start. Just getting a nice fat wad of loons moving nice and early. You can see the skeleton spell dropped right on top of that queen inside of the Expo compartment. The Expo and the Archer Tower did assist taking down some of those skellies, but the Blimp is basically used there as a casing for the Lava Hound that is to come out of that. Now he's got an extra hound in the air that is going to be helping out with some of that tanking. And as you can see, it's just moving towards this top side. Bing, bang, bong. And it's looking really, really nice. Wait, did the hound already pop? I thought he had a hound in there somewhere. He had a max Lava Hound in that Blimp, and it's already dead? Wow, I did not notice that. I thought he had the Blimp up at the end of the attack, but check it out. Loons approaching from all sides. Very smart play there. Just sort of surgically coming in on that final quarter, making sure that he had loons in the bag to do that with. Wait, that wasn't loon. That wasn't a hound. That was CC loons. That's what it was. Okay, all right. I completely misread that when I was watching this replay earlier. But nice job to Guppy all the same. Smushed it, lots of loons up, minions and pups all over the base. GG, buddy. All right, so let's go ahead and back out of this one. The iPad will cooperate. Yep, there we go. And next we have Crunch with a more unique attack called an AQ Walk Bowler Dive. So right here, this is a little bit less used these days. We don't see a lot of this inside of our clan. We don't see a lot of our opponents using this. This is definitely more of a niche composition to be bringing in. You have to set up the funnel very carefully with this because you'll see how close it gets in terms of just making sure the bowlers are going to slip right into the base. If you don't get this chunk of 15 bowlers to go where they're supposed to go, this attack just does not work. So anyways, he's going to sacrifice 4 loons at the very beginning to get the mortar out. Then he's going to be using some funneling Baby Dragon and Wizard over on the right side. Meanwhile, the Queen is going to be walking from 12 down towards 9. That's the top towards the left. So Baby Dragon there is cutting that side of the funnel. Queen with healers on the left side. And in just a moment, he's going to be dropping this wrecker in. Now, this is slightly time sensitive when you try to pull this off because you want to make sure that your wrecker and those core troops are going to be getting in front of the Queen before she hits this single target radius right there, because you don't want to have to burn the Queen for the single target. She has to burn her ability early anyways because she is going to approach 3-point defenses plus Expo. But anyways, the wrecker is going to go in. The King with Wizards and a lot of bowlers in tow are coming out. Now, if you pause it and you look at the stuff that's on the outside of the base, even something like this could pull the bowlers out and around. Also this. But the CC troops function as a magnet to make sure these bowlers are going to see it and come inside the base. Basically, the CC is used as part of the funnel right there. The defending CC, that is. So the bowlers are going to walk right into this rage, right into that heal spell, and the jump is down for the core. Another heal and another rage placed in the very center of the base. And basically what this is going to be used for is just to make sure that we get both Infernos down in the center, get as much value as we can off the back of that. And then notice, 8 Hog Riders left in this composition. Pause it. Look at what point defense is actually left. Basically everything aside from an air defense and an Expo are walkable by this Queen, and he's got 1 minute and 30 left in this 3-star. So you know that the Queen is about to do work by herself, clearing this point defense. Also, the Queen is not really going to be in a lot of danger at the end of this one because she's going to be approaching each point defense, you know, maybe 1 or 2 at a time. It's enough time for her to alleviate the pressure without getting too low and going down. So to finish it off, we'll put it on 2x so you can see it kind of goes slowly at this point, but the King and the bowlers do get a couple more point defenses very nicely of them. And then up from 12 o'clock, you'll see he is going to use those 8 Hog Riders to surgically target the point defenses that the Queen cannot reach inside the core. She cannot reach this unless she were to dip inside, and knowing that the trash is there, she's not going to go that way. She's going to choose to stay on the outside of the base. The Hog Riders do finish off the AD. The Poison Spell does receive some of the skellies, and significantly those hogs weaken the Arch Tower plus the cannon. I think that's like one shot a piece basically by this level 40 queen. Yeah, one shot there, a couple shots for that, one shot there, and you can see it finishes up very nicely. Good job, Trump. Very, very nice. How's your grandma? Bro, she died like beginning of the summer, like months ago. Oh man, I just backed out of that entirely. All right, so here we go. Yeah, you've been gone, dog. All right, so let's see. We have number 8, Crunch with an AQ walk. Oh no. We have number 6. All right, so this is actually the second to last hit here, and this is actually a very unique strategy. Unique strategy right now. It is emerging, taking the Clash World by storm. This is called the Electron. Okay, so notice the composition. We have a blimp. We have 3 clone spells. TC, what the hell? 3 clone spells. Huh? What? Sir? Huh? 3 clones. Yeah, 3 clones. Massive, right? And what are we going to do with those clones? Well, what's inside the blimp, TC? It's an E-Darg. Okay? So, yeah, I've been wondering why I haven't been getting notifications from YouTube. Bro, I said it like 50 billion times before I left, and I say it at the end of all my videos. We live stream on Twitch exclusively now. This is a video now. This is how we film videos. We film them live here, but we do the extended form stuff on Twitch. Take note, nerds. All right, so the blimp is sent right at this Inferno, and look what's in the path, right? You have the Queen right here, you have Sweepers, you have Expo, you have all this stuff sitting around this compartment. And he drops the Rage, and out of that blimp pops an E-Drag. And he drops 3 clones. So he's going to clone for 4 total E-Drags inside that compartment. Look at the compartment just implode on itself, really explode from the inside out. The Rage bounces of these Electro Dragons get immense value. And look, just the amount of trash, the amount of point defense taken down from 4 Electro Dragons. And in the rest of his comp, he's going to have 3 Lava Hounds, 27 balloons. He puts down a Giant to tank a little bit for this Queen to start, but the Queen will take out one of the 4 point defenses or air defenses left and get a Splash Tower. So that's actually really, really nice. And if you pause and you look at the pathing for the Lalo, he's going to come across like this, across 2 air defenses very fast and approach the Eagle. So this is ideal. If you can knock out 2 ADs right into an Eagle artillery very early in the raid when you drop this Laloon, if your E-Dargs don't get the Eagle, I mean, this is the dream. So check it out. Play. All right, so Queen will do some damage to the King. Also continue on to get a little bit more value. Hound comes down. Loons come down. Second Hound comes down. And here is the Grand Warden behind it all. So there we go. Eagle Artillery does get some nasty shots onto those Loons, but it don't matter. First, haste going to be used to get into the Eagle Artillery. And what you want to make sure with this attack, and this is something that I've sort of deduced having practiced with this for about a day or 2 now, is that you want to make sure that you have a haste to get into each known splash defense, or you want to be able to use your Grand Warden tome, okay? You want to have the Grand Warden ability or a haste to approach each splash defense. And notice there's only 1 left. He does have a haste there, and he did tome also at that point to potentially get any air traps. Misses the red bomb at the very end just a little bit. They did clip that, but look how many Loons he's got left. He's even got a Lava Hound. And that Grand Warden is not going to stand up to a Lava Hound and probably 20 Loons. So GG to Coach Klein / Shahid. This is Shahid's 11, if you didn't know. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. All right. And the last hack of the war will be the Soul 12v12. Once again, hats off to Gujarat. With their back against the wall, their Town Hall 12 decided, I'm going to go for all the glory. And he does pull off a 12v12 triple versus Reaper here. So he's going to bring a little Queen Walk into a Bow Witch. So for this one, interesting choices made, and I'll sort of talk about them as they come up. He does lose a couple troops that he probably shouldn't, and one of them is going to happen at the very beginning here. He puts his Baby Dragon right down inside of that air defense radius. He could have dropped it to this, more to the right side corner to guarantee that storage. Either way, the Queen doesn't end up going that direction, so it's going to be fine. He's going to drop a P.E.K.K.A. now. Okay, so what is this P.E.K.K.A. for? Like, why? You have to ask yourself, why does he use a P.E.K.K.A. and why doesn't he put down a Golem? The Golem's going to have more hit points. It's going to, tank for longer? Well, the reason is pretty simple, and that's because there's not a ton of point defense down here. If you had like 4 archer tower, like 4 to 5 hard point defense that were going to be nailing that P.E.K.K.A right out the gate, a golem would have probably been a better choice. But here he only has an archer tower, a Tesla, and possibly an Expo, and he's going to be able to eliminate those threats very, very quickly. And if he can make sure to get this P.E.K.K.A into the base, it's going to be really nice to add to his push, because P.E.K.K.A DPS is not a joke. P.E.K.K.As swing hard, boys. So anyways, wall opens just in time to make sure the P.E.K.K.A ducks in, and on the outside he's got a couple witches and bowlers that are going to be cleaning that side of the base for free the entire time. Early tome forced out. That was probably when I was watching this, it was a pretty scary moment knowing that tome was forced out before he made it to the town hall, because usually you're wanting to pop that right there. But that record does go clear to the town hall, and he actually has a jump there. And as it explodes, what you're going to notice is the bowlers are just very neatly tucked away from this explosion here. That explosion radius doesn't actually trip until the bowlers, most of them actually dip over to this left side. So very fortunate for the attacker that all those bowlers weren't standing right on top of that explosion. If it had, this would not have gone for 3. So the multi-target is taken out by the queen. On the backside, you do have a single target inferno that does unfortunately lock onto the king, but with the king ability, some more barbs to come out, and bowlers in tow, they will be able to take out that single target inferno. And as soon as that threat is eliminated, the queen with ability, the massive bowlers and witches left on the map, it just overwhelms the base. So very nicely done to Sun Hokan Stis of Gujarat. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for our very long extended war recap for Boston Tea Party. 73-67. Boston Tea Party advances to 3-2 for the season. Gujarat 1-4 for the season. Hopefully next week they can look to pick up their first legitimate victory as their first one, as that one that you see right there is actually a default victory. You know, best wishes for them. You know, this is their first season in Champions War League, and you know it's tough when you first get your clan into a league. It's a big learning experience. You might think you got it all figured out. That first season for us was really rough. I don't think we won a match back in season 1, but now we're in season 5, obviously holding our own a little bit better in the Rising League. And yeah, looking for another victory next week, guys. So anyways, hope you catch me on Twitch in just a little bit. We'll probably be kicking that live stream off at 4 p.m. Eastern, so about 40 minutes from now on Twitch, twitch.tv/theycoming. And I hope you guys will come see me there. Peace out.